All right, welcome everyone to the Monday, September 22nd meeting of the Conway Select Board. First item on the agenda is to vote. Oh, call me, sorry, thank you. I officially call the meeting to order. Chris is still much better at this than I am. So first item on the agenda is to vote to approve the minutes from September 8th, 2025.
I looked them over, good as always. I'll make a motion to approve those minutes.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, meetings attended by select board members.
I had school committee, which is very relevant to what we're going to talk about later. It was a big conversation about health insurance and costs and kind of the position we're in with that, which is not a great position to be in for anybody. And they really want the sustainability committee to get together with Deerfield to, you know, looking for grants to get that smart system in the school before we have to put new boilers in. And I think that was it.
I had none since 2 weeks ago, but did watch that meeting in its entirety with Darius and everyone else about the
Frontier one?
the one about the, I think it was Frontier, about the insurance.
Yeah, so I skipped forward to 41 minutes. Thank you for that. Did not attend the meeting, but yeah, thank you for that. Do we have anyone here for public comments?
Aye.
Okay. Really?
We do not recognize that public.
Has to be a resident.
Is this?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sorry.
You didn't make a comment though.
This
I
is
just said aye.
Thank you for keeping us to the rules. Okay, no unfinished business, so we're going to start with our first agenda item, which is update on public safety offices and future plans. And we just felt like this would be, since the public safety office, the public safety building is about to be, I mean, it's nearing completion. So we just felt like this would be a good opportunity to like reflect with department heads about like, you know, status updates and where you see yourselves in 2 and 5 years as far as like staffing and equipment needs and financial needs. And obviously it's not like a budget thing, but just kind of in general, like, you know, kind of a projection. Where do we see ourselves for the next, you know?
Would you like us to sit at the table?
Yes.
Probably
Yeah.
best.
Come to the table.
Get up, let's go.
Oh, the camera?
You're called into the office.
Yeah, you're not going to the principal's office.
I guess I'll start,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
Well, let me just kind of preface what Erica had said as well. 3 departments here. All of our departments, we either have had staffing issues, hard hiring practices as far as candidates,
Problem is.
or, you know, we've been approached by other communities, you know, for EMS, South County EMS, stuff like that. So when Erica says future plan, it's just that, like, how do you see the staffing for your departments, you know, 2, 3, 5 years from now, succession planning, recruitment. So I just wanted to put that out there as well.
I will say that I've been fortunate enough that I haven't had the same issue that these 2 have had in trying to get people. The last 3 have come to me for the most part. So, and we're sitting pretty good right now. So, I got one guy that's still in field training, which I'm hoping to cut him loose at the end of September, maybe mid-October, late October, I don't know, depends how many times he comes out. So it'll give me up to 5 people in my department, which I think is pretty decent, especially with the budget I had to deal with. You know, I've only got 38 hours a week. Yeah, 38 hours a week, and 20 of them is Chris Minor. Then I've got a couple people that just want to do, you know, 8 hours or 10 hours on a Saturday. So, hoping I can jive with that. Hopefully I can keep them around long enough. So, sorry, what else did you want?
Succession planning.
Succession plan, okay. I have no idea.
there's also been talk about combining town
Yes.
departments.
So I don't think oh, you mean with other towns? I think inevitably, I think that's where it's gonna end up going. Not the biggest fan for it, because I think you start losing the identity of the town when you start getting bigger towns involved. So I take an incident over the weekend, I was called at home, I came up because I knew the subject, so I was able to work that out with no major issues at all. I don't know if it would have gone that way if you didn't have that knowledge of the person in town. But as far as the session, like, I mean, if I were to drop dead tomorrow, which, God, I hope that doesn't happen. But
You got an EMT right there, you're right.
but my thought would be, you know, I think initially I would definitely reach out to Whately PD. I'd reach out to the chief down there because I've worked so many years under Jim that pretty much what I'm doing here, I kind of brought with me up from Whately. So if you needed somebody that's going to be able to fit in and know kind of my mindset, it would be him. But any of the chiefs around here, like Pachur would be phenomenal as well, Greg Bardwell would be phenomenal. You know, any of the chiefs around here I think would be able to help you out quite a bit.
Any of the officers that could potentially be interim?
No.
No.
Not yet. Working on it, which is what I'm doing. I'm trying to get like Chris Miner. I'm trying to work with him. I've got him doing like a lot of the detail stuff. He's helping me with the pistol permit and stuff. So I'm trying to get him involved. His head's been hunting, so it's been a hard time trying to corral that, but he is coming back soon. And then we're going in hunting season here.
Yeah.
So that's just one of those battles that I'm having with him.
Maybe put yours on your head. and-
Pretty minor. Yeah, but only a shot. Again, I don't want to die.
That gives me some idea.
Who's that?
So what would
We don't have him
happen,
on camera.
what would happen if
Just
you
read the back of his
had
head.
illness or maybe you wanted to take a month-long fly fishing vacation?
I would say no.
I'm confident that between Officer Minor and Officer Massey, right now, no issues, and Conklin as well. I honestly think that there would not be a hiccup in town at all.
Okay, that's good to hear.
I mean, we ran into that a little bit where I just took an extended vacation and it overlapped with Officer Minor's extended vacation and everything went wonderful.
Great.
I got, actually, you never called, I don't think. I think there was one, but it was Minor. You texted me on something.
I try not to.
Yeah. Then I got a couple phone calls from dispatch, but I was able to deflect them off to Officer Massey, whose work he filled in a couple days while I was gone. So he was able to handle them, no issues.
Good.
And space needs and,
Space needs, we're doing good.
you good?
Yeah, just waiting for the offices up there to get completed, I think, as the other two are as well. I know there's a little hiccup in service here during the summer. We were hoping that we'd see some good progress, and we saw nothing. So, but I think he's coming back here shortly, and he's gonna start hammering it out, and then hopefully the school can get back in, both school can finish doing what they need to do.
Just transferring the safe from one office to the other, or
As far as what?
that you're safe for firearms?
Oh, that's in the basement, I have no idea how that's coming out.
Yeah, that's gonna be a task.
It is.
And the offices are on the main floor, right?
My offices are on the main floor. That safe is gonna be in the garage.
Yeah.
I'm hoping eventually to build like an evidence room in the back of that garage. That'll be down the road, probably maybe next summer or thereabouts. I'd like to do that. As far as the space inside, I've got like which one my office will be, which one everybody else will be using. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do for furniture in there. I'll probably need to, what there are gonna be needs, for sure.
Are we gonna need to cage the safe that's in the garage?
Say that again?
Are you gonna need to cage the
Oh,
area?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's why I said I'm not doing that. It's not a huge rush. Right now, the safe can stay where it is. And it's kind of like a 2-year plan.
Okay.
Just baby steps with that.
Yep.
So, because I want to get in there, and I think inevitably, once we all get in there, we're going to probably have different ideas. Like initially, I was gonna have that front corner office, now I don't want it. So I kind of switched that around.
So should we anticipate for your budget request for the next fiscal year that there's probably going to be like equipment or like you said, building a cage, or that's something that we should keep in mind? I mean, that's above and beyond like what we've allocated for the building renovation itself.
Yeah, but I don't know, I mean, I know Veronica and I talked about, maybe there'll be some extra funds left over possibly, but, I don't know, but we'll try to figure out something.
Yeah, don't put crappy broken down furniture in a brand new building.
Thank you.
Yes.
I really
I
don't
hate
want to do that.
I cannot stand doing that.
I mean, you're going into a new building and you bring in pieces of crap that you're holding up with
Right.
other pieces of wood and stuff. And
It's
it's
very
like,
bad.
We're hoping that there'll be enough left to put in the furniture order, but we just have to wait and see.
So at work, we use compound furniture, which is used and repurposed furniture, and I bet you.
He'd come up, I already gone down and talked with him. I went
He's
down one
awesome.
day and he's like, the best idea would be for me to come up, kind of look at this
He
space,
does, he
take some
likes to see it.
measurements and
Yeah.
and go from there. So that's an idea. There's also one out of Greenfield that does some stuff that actually will keep them up for their station. So that part I don't know. Financially looking forward, I've got to address the old Chevy Tahoe because that is starting to go. I mean, I think I can squeeze more time out of it for sure, but it's just something I want to throw out there and put on your radar. I don't know whether we start putting this next town meeting, put some money away for it, or how that's gonna work, but.
I would,
With health insurance, I don't think there's going to be any.
yeah, I mean, if you can squeeze a couple more years at least out of that.
And I am,
Yeah,
but I just wanted to throw that, you asked about.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's
so
something.
Future planning, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely gonna be something that's gonna have to be addressed.
I mean, that's been the idea in the last town meeting, to large purchases like that, to have a fund for that large purchase, so you can know where it's going.
Because the
Just
prices
like
aren't
a
going
commercial.
down,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Awesome, thank you.
Is that it? Did I answer all the questions?
I think that's what.
Did I break the ice for you guys, so you all know what to talk about now? We'll talk long enough.
Who's next?
Good, I can go next. I mean, I thought this was more about the building and not my 5-year plan, but retirement would be awesome, but that's probably not happening. At this point, we are in serious talks and have signed a preliminary contract with PL Custom for a new ambulance. I think we're aiming for the special town meeting, hopefully in November, right, Randy?
November 8th was what we're.
Is that,
Is
does
that
that date work?
contemplating?
Is that what we're trying to nail down like a?
Should, I mean, that's 2 months from now, so I have no idea what the hell's going on by then, but.
And you don't have to give us a breakdown of like a 5-year succession plan, anything like that. We just want you all to think about it, you know?
Oh, trust me, I've thought about it.
Yeah.
Every 2 years when I have to research, I think about it
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
So as far as the ambulance goes, I think we're in, we're making headway, making progress. There's been a couple of different grants that Chris has looked up, or gotten information on for, hopefully like the new stretcher, it'll cover hopefully the whole power load system, which is about 80 grand. So if that works, that would be awesome. We missed it for this year, but we've got 2 years build time on the ambulance, so we've got time to kind of get that figured out. Staffing is staffing.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if, like,
It's
How many people do you have?
currently 5. We've got 2 more over the last few months, and they're both, one of them's pretty much been signed off for most things. The second kid, he's getting there. He's brand new. He just out of high school, just got his card.
That's
He didn't
awesome.
even have his printed card when he came and talked to me. So,
what is your ideal, like, if you felt like you were fully staffed, what would that number be?
being overly optimistic, I would really like 10 to 12 people, just so that there's enough that it doesn't come down to me and Chris all the time,
Yeah.
or Heidi and Chris, or me and Heidi, or whatever. The daytime coverage is definitely the worst because most people work out of town. Or, you know, can't, there have been times when I'm the only person at work and it's like I can't, it makes it really difficult for me to leave the job that pays my bills
Right, exactly.
for, you know, so it's been,
So I mean, I know that the ambulance department will reimburse people for, if they're willing to take the training.
Yeah.
Is there, I mean, is there any possibility, because I just feel like that might be, if the town were able to like offer upfront, like we would, like, people don't have to pay out of pocket basically to do the training, is that?
we
But
have broached that subject before. The biggest problem is when people don't pass the test.
When they, okay.
And we've paid for them to take the class and take the test and they don't pass, and then we either have to chase them down to get the money back, or a lot of people aren't comfortable with that. They would rather, you know, especially when there's that much hanging over it of whether they pass or not.
Yeah.
So, I'm not opposed to doing that if we can figure out a contract or whatever that would be, you know, clear enough to make that work. It's certainly something that I'm not gonna argue with trying to do if it gets more people. But it does, I know that has been something that's been a concern for a lot of people, that they don't wanna, you know, they would rather pay for it, deal with it, get
Not
past,
be
and
obligated
then,
if they
yeah.
don't, yeah, I
So,
see, yeah.
There were a couple of other people that approached Chris following the incident at the pool and said that they were, you know, were looking at taking the class. So one of them was a former EMT years ago, and she's talking about getting her license again. So I'm hopeful that it's, I mean, the bottom line is that the sales pitch for becoming a volunteer EMT in a small town is really
I know.
not, I haven't come up with a good way of making it sound,
Help your neighbors.
Yeah.
yeah, I've tried that, and people are like, "Fuck my neighbor, I don't care," but, so, we're getting there. You know, slowly but surely, I think we're getting back to a somewhat even keel. And we'll see what happens.
That's
That's
good.
about all I can do at this point, so.
And space in the public safety building is looking good for you?
Yeah, I think it'll be good. Be nice to, you know, I was hoping we were gonna be in there before snowflake, but I'm guessing that's not happening, so.
As it snows in January.
Probably
Yeah.
will.
But, yeah, that's, budget-wise, I think we're in pretty decent shape,
You've been saving, you've been stocking it away.
you know.
Excellent.
As far as the new ambulance payment, we don't have to pay for it until we actually take ownership of it. So that gives us another 2 to 3 years to keep, you know,
Oh, okay, all right.
putting more money away and looking for grants and that sort of thing.
You gotta make it that long?
Yes.
How long, Jim, how long is it gonna take if you place the order before you got the money?
It'll be about 2.5 years.
Wow.
But once we, so we're gonna have a special town meeting to approve payment, so we'll pay for it, and it will be presumably
Well-
locked, like that's,
The payment is when we actually get it in 2 years. So the
But
special
what's the
town meeting
price?
is
but,
just-
yeah, I mean, like, if we lock in a contract,
It
by this
should
in
be
November.
unless there's any unforeseen expense. I mean, there is a clause in there about unforeseen expenses, but I'm hoping that it will be a fairly locked-in price at that point.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask,
Yeah,
is the
like if-
price upon order or upon receipt?
I believe upon order,
Okay,
but
that
I
would could make a
haven't
huge
gotten
yeah,
difference.
but barring any unforeseen, you know, circumstances.
Yeah.
But that's probably the best deal you're
And
gonna
I
get
mean,
from.
he is kind of overestimating on some of it, just to you know,
Give us a-
leeway or leave a cushion as far as, you know,
Yeah.
what, and I don't have that number right off the top of my head, because I didn't get it. I meant to look it up.
If you could find that out though, is the price when you order it or when you receive it? Because if that's a 2.5, like Bob said, a 2.5 year gap, that could increase the cost by 15%, 20%
Right.
more. So whatever money we're putting away, we just want to make sure is enough by the time that comes
Yeah.
in.
Okay, so we 5 minutes, Bob? Can
ahead.
you keep it to 5? Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking
No,
about.
no, because I'm just looking at the time, and sorry, so it's 6:20, we do
Okay,
have someone else on the agenda, but let me give you 5, so we'll just put it back.
I guess I'll give you the good news, very good news first. We are in the process of putting 2 new firefighters on.
Excellent.
One of them is a returned fire lady who took some time off to raise her own family. And now she's got the house all secured, she's back, wanting to get back on the fire department again. I think that's a wonderful thing. And we have a new middle-aged man who wants to join the fire department. He's looked at it for a bunch of years, he never has, and he's finally retiring from his so-called career that he was in, and he wants to become a member of the fire department. I think that's wonderful.
That's
Great.
awesome.
Yeah,
So
so new
it's
recruit.
still going to give us about, right now, we got probably about 11 active,
Mhm.
okay? So this would make 13. I think the other day we had 13 or 14 out, 13 I guess we had out to that river drill. Not counting none.
Right.
I think it was seven, which was good. On the roster, we got 18, but, you know, a lot of people work during the daytime and stuff like that. The daytime is a very horrifying situation. Because I'm available during the day when we're in town. General might be available, and one of the members that works in the fire department might be available, and that's it, in the daytime. Chris might be, when he's working in town, he certainly would go, but most of the time lately, he's been working out of town, quite a ways off, and you can't blame him, that's their career. So my suggestion or hope would be, for the near future, that if we could seriously look at either a grant, if they're even available, or possibly hiring somebody for 8-hour shift a day to be on the fire department. And after I was thinking about that, wouldn't it be wonderful if the town could hire a person that was EMT qualified also? So they could cover for firefighter during the daytime
So we have like
and an EMS person in the daytime too. At least Monday through Fridays. Because
Makes sense.
whether you know it or not, in the very, very near future, and I mean very, I'm going to be retiring. I haven't set a date yet, but it depends on what me and my wife's lifestyle ends up here in the next few years or so. I may decide to retire. If I retire, you got nobody some days. Nobody in the town who's responsible for fire insurance.
So is there anyone on the fire department right now who wants your job when you retire?
I'm training Chris, whether he would want yet. We haven't talked about it at all. And I don't want to comment on it, but you know.
But we should be.
But again, he's a career plumber,
Yeah,
out of town most of the time. You've got to have somebody that's around during the daytime. And that's when the biggest problem. That's when 90% of the fire department business takes place during the
that's
daytime.
right, yeah.
The official business that somebody in charge has to deal with.
And you have the same issue that Gemma has, that EMTs and the volunteer firefighters are at
Right.
work, and
Right.
most of them are
Exactly.
working not in Conway.
If you could, like I said, if we could find a way, and I don't know if there's any grants available, there used to be a grant out there that they would fund the grant 100% for a hire employee for 1 year, but after that, you had to agree to pick their salary up. I don't even know if those grants are even out there anymore, but there was one a while back, so that, and I'm very serious about the deal. I want to retire, but I know if I retire right now, I think you're going to be sorry.
That we don't,
Sorry to
yeah,
retire.
we won't have a chief. We won't
At
have a
night's a different story. We got,
Right,
like I said,
yeah.
10, 12, 14 a night. But during the daytime, and Gemma didn't even touch it, sometimes she has to be on the road for a company.
So no fires or accidents during the day.
Yeah,
That's,
people,
yeah, that's like a, everyone be
This
careful.
last
As
year-
well as possible, right?
This last year, there was 2 incidents that I went out on a fire call by myself.
Wow.
Thank God there were only smoke detector problems.
That's
But,
really telling, so.
Even if I go out now, and if I know, if it's a serious call, I'm better off to get there and get other help coming in. Not knowing whether our own department's going to be responding, because one person doesn't want to take off with an engine by themselves. That's going to put you in one heck of a hurt situation, and put the town in a hurt situation.
well, if you're okay with it, I can meet with you plenty of times. I just need to get absorbed into your world, and maybe we can come up with a strategy, so not only
That would
can
be
you
great.
retire, but we have somebody to
That would be
succeed
great.
you. Yeah.
You know, there's options out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting idea, like a
Yeah.
paid staff position to basically be our triage,
Right.
you know,
Well, the
fire.
trick is
and-
keep
and-
it.
I mean, we talked about, Erica and I didn't get together this last year to talk about it. We were going, and
Yeah, I know.
either she wasn't available or I wasn't available or something took place. So, as far as the new station addition goes, it looks like it's going to be a great place if it ever gets finished.
Gotta stay on it.
And as far as looking into the future this next year, wanting to purchase a couple things, what I have seen in another station, and it's a wonderful situation for the fire department, is they have a couple TVs located in the bays of the fire trucks
Mhm.
that are hooked up to this I Am Responding, which is record, our members, our town is a member of that, and you're supposed to punch in on your phone that I'm responding to the call, I'm not responding to call, whatever. So that when the first or two people come in the door, they can always look at the TV and see if anybody else is coming.
Yeah,
Makes a huge difference in your mind,
yeah.
really does.
Yeah.
Sure.
And they have them right when you walk in the doors, and they're right there on TV. And it's a great thing. That's something I really, really seriously want to look at when we move into the new station.
Yeah.
Uh,
Funny enough, TVs are like the cheapest of.
Yeah, yeah, they're cheap.
Yeah.
And it's very small and not weight.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'd love to meet with you, Chris, and have
Yeah.
some discussions.
I'll definitely do that. I want you to be able to retire and for us to have.
As far as the new truck goes, we are leaning toward, me and my officer have had several meetings, and we are going to be looking into possibly wanting to purchase, when the time comes, of a truck that's already built, brand new.
Okay.
Because, you know, on my fire department websites now, every year it becomes more and more fire trucks available that you can make a few changes on, but and they're different styles and shapes that could fit into your use. And I am starting to see just a very few ambulances that are starting to say, we have ambulances here for sale. They're already pre-made.
So this means all the money that we put away for the new ambulance, we could potentially buy, not do something custom, we would
Well,
get it
it's
pre-built.
it's totally up to their department, I mean, but there is, I just want to make the town aware that there is starting to, not a lot of them.
Yeah, no, but that's good to know, and you,
But
like, we don't know.
fire trucks, there seems to be quite a few come out. I don't know why, but we're hoping to go down next month to the fire chiefs convention in Mohegan Sun in Connecticut, and look over trucks. They have all the dealers, have all the units, ambulances and fire trucks on display down.
Probably because of combustion, not electric.
Well,
I don't care.
there's not too much. I can look at the electric ones, but the fire trucks are not,
Yeah.
people are not buying electric ones.
Yeah.
Well,
Very,
we-
very rarely.
Fortunately, we have socked away that money, so it's
Great.
good to know that, like, when we need an ambulance
Right.
and a fire truck, or, you know.
I know Veronique was applied, I think she applied for the grant.
I did apply for a grant, I have not heard
Yeah,
anything.
nothing, because we all know what grants are doing right now.
Yeah.
They're pretty much
All up
stagnant.
in the air.
Yeah.
So.
so,
All right,
Great.
thank you
Thanks,
all for
everybody.
coming for the update.
Thank you.
Thanks for your
Really
work.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right.
I hope all of you.
Good job
can
over the
retire.
weekend.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, thank you all for the rest of you for waiting. Sorry we went over a little bit. So our next item on the, so let me just see, who's here for what? Because if someone's here
Susan and Amy are here for the next item.
for, okay,
The right to farm signs?
the rights and farm signs. Okay, all right. So, please join us. Amy designed these beautiful signs.
Have you seen them?
I've just not in the flesh, but yeah. So Conway is a right to farm community, and we are going to put up signs to announce that we're a right to farm community. Amy has done these beautiful illustrations, and now I think we're just deciding where exactly these signs are going to go. Is that correct?
Right, yes, so, pass that down, Neil. So those are the coordinates for 6 different signs in town to go on the entryways
Oh, yep.
to town.
Like we talked about, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got it.
Here, it's a map.
Oh.
Approximate places.
Even better.
Oh, wow.
Okay, there you go.
So basically, yeah, entrance to town, so,
The east, the west, the north.
and the center, like we,
Yeah.
basically all of the avenues in Conway.
Six
Wait,
of them.
where's the Wait, I thought it said Whately on there.
There's a Whately Road.
So wait, you don't see them now.
Did I not put that on there?
No.
It's
It's gonna be down
right.
here.
Yeah,
Basically right near the town line. so-
Yep.
yeah, near the reservoir,
Yep.
so, yeah.
Got it.
Can you see them?
So this is the Conway, that's gonna be on Route 1.
Mhm.
This is the size, it's 18 by 24.
Oh, great, yeah.
So here I brought a couple of examples of what it can look like. You can check those out.
There are gonna be 6 different designs.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I
that'll
love
be,
that
yeah,
idea.
I love that they're,
Yeah,
That's best.
I'm just putting this up to the camera.
Yeah.
there you go.
Mildred
For our
will end up on
visitors at
Main
home.
Road.
Yeah, these are beautiful, Amy, these
Yeah.
are really, really lovely. I love
Wait till
these.
you see the horses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm keeping a couple of them.
It'll be a nice surprise. So what do we have to decide, Jeremy? Just, like, we can decide on the placement, right?
You just basically have to vote to proceed with this plan.
Okay, well, I would like to make a motion to proceed with the right to farm signs.
Now, one of the things that we discovered, I thought it was being taken care of in March 3rd, we had a meeting, our first meeting, was that it wasn't in the budget. So we need to be sure that it's going to be in
The warrant for special town meeting.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yep.
so we don't have any money right now.
Right.
This is contribution because she
Yeah.
loves the town.
That's on us. We'll get it on our special town meeting, but I'm gonna make a second, I'll second your motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah, and we will make sure that that is something that we put on the vote for
Because
special
I
town
thought it
meeting.
was on last spring, so
Yeah, like
I
I
don't
said,
know
that is
what
on-
happened.
that is on us for not, yeah.
Okay.
So, yes, so we're discussing tonight the possibility the select board is going to vote on the date for special town meeting, just so you know. So we're looking at November 8th, so just so you know.
November 8th. is what
Thank you
you're
for your
looking at.
work on this. Thank you for your work.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And you're okay with the commission slips you saw?
Right, that already went through town council, so, you know, you just changed the names, so that's, yeah. Do you mind if I keep the map, because I didn't have one for the layout on it? Is
Go
that
ahead.
okay? Yeah, okay, or I can take a picture of it if you want to keep it.
Yeah, can take a picture.
All right, I'm going to move on to,
It's just,
Katie?
just so I'm sorry, it's missing the Whately one, which will be down by the border by the reservoir.
right,
Yes.
Katie, no, is Lori Farkas? Is Lori Farkas? Yeah, okay. Then Katie Goodall? Okay, so. All right, well, Katie Goodall. So we have a request from local photographer Katie Goodall to use the South River Meadow for photography. I assume, Janet, you're here for.
Yes, I am.
Oh, it's nice to meet you.
Yeah. So my feeling about this is that this is a public space and anyone is welcome to come and take photographs there.
We appreciate you asking, but there's no
Yeah.
restrictions.
You mean like just your own private photos? or-
No, this would be professional photography opportunity. So what I have done in the past is I go to an outdoor space, families sign up, bring their children in, and it's for school photos, school portraits. So families would come for 10 minutes and I
But
take the
like a
photos.
public park or something, right?
Right.
Right, so yeah, so in my mind, this is basically like a, but Janet, obviously.
I
that's
wasn't
right.
sure about
Just-
permits and
just-
things, yeah.
Just a few technical questions.
Of course.
Certainly, just taking pictures in it, but we wouldn't expect to have signs. I mean, you would have to set it up beforehand with your customers to meet you there.
Right.
We don't want advertising.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
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 yeah.
signs, yeah,
Or
they'd
your
have to be able to find
Or
it,
your
obviously.
poster board.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'd have to coordinate on the dates. But sometimes we don't know, like you just finished mowing. Like,
Yeah.
and there's, I mean, it's a big space, so you
Sure.
can like work around it, but we don't know when that's gonna be.
Okay.
And then, of course, when the flowers are blooming. And there's some other activities like shortly we're going to be treating invasive plants. But that's like now, and you want the flowers blooming, so you want a little earlier. But just so you know that there's, stuff happens and it doesn't usually have a fixed date.
Okay, that's
Is this
helpful.
just for like one student, or is this multiple?
When I've done it in the past, I send out the word and usually through social media, and I tell folks where I'll be, and they sign up electronically ahead of time for a slot.
Right.
Does that answer your question?
Should we
It
run this by
does.
town council?
Did,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess the only concern would be how many, like if it was like a few cars here and there, that should be totally fine, especially if you have time slots coming in
Yeah.
now.
It's usually one family at a time,
Okay.
unless a family shows up a little early for
Got
the
it.
session. And each family is only with me for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's really fast, just
Okay.
quick photos. But I'm relatively new to the area, and we've only lived here a year, and so I've really struggled to find an outdoor space that's not, doesn't have restrictions, or, I wasn't sure about permitting, that sort of thing.
Yeah, we're so small, I don't think we have
Yeah.
Yeah.
for that, but we did have a little request. I thought you had some kind of outdoor background otherwise, and we do a lot of volunteer work on this meadow, and wondered if you'd consider coming with us for our pulling of garlic mustard.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, right.
I'm married to
We
an
give you like
invasive
handouts to like share
plant
with all of your
ecologist,
families.
so.
Wonderful.
I'm your person,
Yeah, it's always recruiting.
Right,
yes.
you have Japanese knotweed there? Yeah.
Yes.
That's his jam, so.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
All right,
absolutely.
well, we'll stay in touch.
Okay.
So
I would
you're
love
probably
to.
not going to do anything now this year? I mean, there's still
There might be some opportunity in October if that is
Yeah.
an option.
I mean, it'll be, it's kind of like peak season.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you
Yeah.
know, the trees versus the flowers.
Right,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Indigenous Peoples Weekend is like peak around
Mhm.
here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if you get around there, good.
But if you've got the tall background,
Yeah.
whatever. We've had a lot of new plantings in there,
Okay,
and they're maybe on their third, going on fourth year, so there's some of them,
great.
the cages
And if
off.
you're lucky, you might run by.
And they
Yeah.
might be pretty
True,
good,
yeah.
yeah, there's some farm across.
There's wildlife around there.
Or some ducks,
Well, thank you.
facial pig,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and again, like Chris said, thank you for asking this. Like,
Yeah.
of
I
course.
appreciate that.
Well, I bumped it up
Do
too.
we need to vote?
I bumped up that question.
I don't, so we'll
Do
go
we
ahead, I don't
vote?
think we need to, but let's go ahead and vote. I vote to reiterate that we don't have any restrictions on photography in the South River Meadow, that if people want to come and take photos there, we're happy to have them.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Janet.
Some MVP.
All right, skip MVP. Okay, so a vote to, are there any that you think I should do first?
Well, no, because George is here for the
Update.
appointment of Joe and then
Okay,
update.
all right, so let's start with that. Okay, so vote to appoint Joe Stragowski as an
Oh,
associate
here's
member.
Lori.
Okay, Lori.
We'll be with you in just a sec.
So I'm going to make a motion to appoint Joe Stragowski as an associate member of the planning board. George, do you want to, I don't know if you want to say a couple of words about?
I'm honestly really confused about this. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, please, go ahead.
No, I'm totally fine voting George, or Joe to this as well. I know we did the new resolution on the town vote. I thought that was for, Joe left Conway before that vote happened. So how are we going back?
Within 18 months is what the,
So, okay,
yeah,
okay, because it's still within that 18
Joe
months.
is still eligible.
Okay, let's go.
as long as it's before October 1st, so we actually.
Got it.
There we go.
Okay.
Yep.
All right,
I'll
so,
second your motion.
thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, so then we have an update from,
I think Lori is.
or should we do Lori?
Well,
I just,
Okay.
All right, let's do Lori since you just logged in.
All right, so we're going to go back to discussion and vote on a request from Lori Farkas to sponsor a free grant related to investigating removal of a dam. And we love the words free, so please take it away.
This is a grant that was, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Because I'm actually outside of Chicago and I just got to a hotel and set up. So this is a grant that was recommended to me by two people, somebody from the Connecticut Waterway folks and somebody from the state, to just investigate. They take a year to investigate the potential removal of the dam, either in part or in full, and look at the environmental impact of it, both upstream and downstream. And basically, they come up with a report, and you can take it or leave it. And that is the sum total of it. And the great thing is that it's free to you guys, it's free to me, and I think it's interesting to look at the dam because of the flooding downstream to the farm, but also because my house sits on it partly.
And which, can you say which specific dam you're talking about?
Oh, this is the Flag Dam on Shelburne Falls Road. I'm sorry. I live in the old sawmill on Shelburne Falls.
Okay.
Yeah. And, yeah, so
You're fairly new in there.
a year,
Yeah.
a year and a bit.
Okay.
But,
So this is a dam that's like right down river? from
Right,
your-
right above
Right,
natural rivers.
right, yeah.
yeah, and so in 2011, I think there was a flood that impacted the owners of the then owners of the house.
Very much. Yeah.
And I can see that on the FEMA report when you have to get, insurance from them. They give a report on all the claims that have ever happened. And, but after that claim in 2011, they re-engineered the whole front of not the house, but the grounds, from the street down to the house and all the decks. So years ago, when 116 washed out, they had no flooding, and the farm certainly did. So they did a really good job with that. But part of me is curious about this because my background is ecology, and I understand the state has 95% rating on this dam, which means they very much like it to come down. The tricky thing is that there's another dam below it. I forget what it's called. It's below the farm. Anyway, there's one more dam before you hit the Deerfield. And so, while we can take this in part or in full down, ultimately it's not going to make a huge difference to the Deerfield, but it could make a large difference to the ecology both upriver and downriver from us.
That other dam is on Conway Station Road, and it's pretty massive.
Yes, and my understanding, I haven't been down there, but my understanding it's a little hard to get to.
I mean,
People get there.
yeah, it's a little steep, but it's Conway. Yeah.
Yeah, so really this is just to get more information.
So
Go ahead.
So this is a grant that, obviously you're a private citizen, so are you asking the town to apply for this grant on your behalf?
Yes.
Or, okay.
Yes, so I can't apply for this grant. It has to, so I sent you all the narratives for all the sections, except for one that I needed to ask you some questions. I'm happy to write it, but I cannot sign it and submit it. And so that's why it's coming to the select board.
Is there a specific deadline, or is this kind of like a rolling
Yes,
opportunity?
no, there's a deadline, it's October 1st.
October 1st.
And there's this 2-page thing with 4 questions, and then there's another page that has basically another sign-off. It's pretty simple. And the questions really just ask, like, what's the flora and fauna? What is potentially what are the issues? What's the potential impact? And I kept it really simple. I mean, with the state sometimes, I've written tons of education grants, and with the state, sometimes if you keep it simple, it's good, and sometimes it's not good. So, it's hard to say what they'll think. I sent you the narratives that I wrote, and I
Oh, good.
do.
I was about to ask that.
Yeah,
For that,
I know.
since we're on tight
Yeah,
timeline.
Is that in the packet?
I am on an iPad, and I am not on my regular computer. So, I sent those to you on Saturday.
Do you know how old the dam is?
Yes. But, well, the mill was built in 1798. And I think there are parts of the dam that were built then. And there are certainly parts that are newer. But if you are standing in the house
Yeah.
and you look across, there's a section that looks like it was repaired with concrete. And that had to be after 1798 for
Right.
sure.
Absolutely.
But underneath the house, it's kind of a combination of stone, large boulders, and concrete. And so I can also send you the dam engineering report from 2018, which talks about in 2003, apparently the people who owned it thought that they would do hydro at some point. And then obviously it's a really complicated thing to do hydro above board. And so they cut off the pipes and block them. And so you have to go under the house, or in the basement, sort of basement of the house, to see all the mechanics. And if you're walking around the river, you can see they kind of basically toss the turbines into the river when they cut it all up.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. You can't pull those out. They're like, I don't know how much they weigh.
So, I mean, my thought is, this is like October 1st deadline, and Veronique, it would be you who would be. Is this, I mean, from what I can tell, from what I've read, like if it's a free grant, and this is just a preliminary investigation, doing the environmental studies, then
Information is always good.
right, I'm like, let's go ahead. But my question is this realistic given the?
It's
October
realistic
1st
because
deadline?
Lori's writing it, and all I have to do is
Okay.
submit.
All right, that works.
All right.
I thought your last name looked familiar. We've all met Sandor.
We met Sandor,
He's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Love Sandor.
He decided to host the Historical Society picnic about a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
And we had about 40 people there because I think everybody was curious about what's inside the house.
Yeah.
My son got a tour of the house with the previous owner for a school project.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so he did a ton of pictures and interviewed the previous owner, and it was very gracious. And so I've gotten a virtual tour by his pictures. So
Yeah,
Very
he
cool.
was an interesting guy. He was a history professor.
yes, yeah.
Well, thanks for
Yeah.
bringing this to our attention.
Yeah, thank you. I'm going to make a motion that we sponsor
Support.
we support the application of a free grant related to investigating removal of a dam on the South River.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
So thank you guys. Rick, I will reach out to you about checking in. I can do it virtually, and then I've actually already filled out part of the forms, and so it just gets uploaded. But I'll give you a call or
Yeah,
an
just
email.
coordinate with Veronique.
Yeah, I think you mentioned the 29th, which is fine, so we can,
Okay,
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you, Lori.
sounds good. Thank you guys so much. Have a good
Thank you.
evening.
You too.
you too.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so should we skip to Common Garden Club?
Or we have George.
Oh, that's great. I'm sorry, George.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. All right, update from the assessors. George Borsier. Hey, George.
Oh boy.
So many questions.
Where's that tablet?
Well, that's a good question. Is that what you wanted to know?
No. Obviously, there was the turnover. I know you're in a hard position to answer questions and everything, but we had had some tasks to complete for the assessors that we're still waiting on. The biggest one is probably the update to the GIS, is that what it's called?
The maps?
The maps for the home ownership, because the fire department, the police department, they rely on, printed maps that show the homes, the homeowner, and then how to get in and out, and those are about 9 years old at this point. So we want to create new maps, and we can't do that until the GIS is fully updated.
Okay. If I understand correctly, what the request was to have names of residents as part of the assessor records that you can access via the GIS online maps. All right?
That was a later request, yeah.
Okay. But is that the same question he's asking?
No.
No.
All right. You want a list of residents for each address in town, so the firefighters show up and they can tell who's living there?
It's,
These are large books that, as a matter of fact, we want to do this on computer too, so that they can call it up on their phones. But for years, the EMS and fire has used these very large printouts, literally printouts of all of the neighborhoods that have on them the house numbers and everything, so that they can, quickly figure out.
What else is on the printout?
Well, I mean, you can.
it's the homeowner information, the ingress egress.
Yeah, we'd have to get a copy from the chief, I think. There might be one up there, but Lee put them together for years, and I found out when I went to MMA last year and talked to CAI that they actually give us 2 free ones. All they're waiting for is word that the map has been completely updated, so that like all the information in there is current, and then they can print them out, at least do 2 copies for us, so we can buy more if we want. I think we wanted 5 altogether, I think was the.
Okay. So if I understand you correctly, the maps that the assessors add information to on an ongoing basis, that company CAI Technology will generate these books that EMS people from the police like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think, because I talked with Chief Baker about this before, that if it's easy enough for them to do, they could also get it on an electronic device, so they could just call it up as well. And maybe it warrants more of a discussion between fire and EMS to see which is actually most useful, because I haven't looked into the non-paper version, but the electronic version, if you can access it and it updates in real time, that's more useful than a printed version.
I think what's going to help George is, where is that information being pulled? Are they pulling that information from GIS, or are they getting it directly from the assessor's office?
My understanding was the assessors give them the information to put on the map, yeah.
We have software that's called a camera system.
Mm-hmm.
And all the information that we use for property valuations lives there.
Mm-hmm.
And some of that information is accessible through the GIS maps that CAI Technology kind of runs for us.
Mm-hmm.
At present, the public only sees some of the information that's in the camera system. Whereas the assessors can see it all. Not, well, if you have privileges, right? I'm assuming that Lee accessed that information either with CAI's help or on her own and printed out these booklets. If I could get a copy of one of the booklets just to know what information these people are looking for, that would be a help. And then I can talk to our RRG, our administrative assessors, and CAI Technologies, and ask them, how can our fire department, police department access that information, right? And it sounds like Veronique's already checked somewhat, found out that CAI can generate some kind of books with the same information.
Right.
But if you want to have electronic or online access to the same information, that's a different question
Yeah,
that I can ask them.
yeah. Yeah, there's a printed version, which I already have, I think it's 11 by 17 sheets.
Yeah, it's large.
And then, yeah, it'd be great to have like, even if it's PDF, a searchable PDF where you can search for an address or an owner.
Right.
Well,
These
so-
are our-
And I can do that, like, I have the staff access, so I can actually get in there and see who, I know some of the stuff hasn't been updated, which I think is kind of the crux of the problem, is that it isn't all up to date. But maybe that's even a simpler answer, just figuring out a portable technology, if they want to go that way, rather than the printed maps.
Where my only thing is, not everywhere, if they're pulling it up, they can't pull it up everywhere in town.
Yeah, that's true, so maybe both, I don't know.
And also, as far as like pulling it, like what we were gonna make available publicly, like that was my understanding, it was gonna cost us like a significant amount of money to make, I totally didn't understand why, but that's what I took from that email, was that we wanted to make owner information publicly available, that was like an extra expense that we were
Well,
gonna have to
you're just
pay.
jumping tracks for me.
Right, that's,
If you want to talk about books for the EMS people, printed books or some kind of online access, I can look into that.
Yeah.
And get back to you about what's possible and what might be involved.
Yeah.
That's easily done.
Got it.
If you want to talk about the other question,
Well, yeah, no, I was just thinking ahead of myself, as you said, jumping tracks. I was thinking if Veronique has access to that information, Veronique could print the documents for the, I mean, if there's some of us that have access to that, if it's the assessors or if it's the town administrator who has access to that information that emergency personnel want, then that's, like, maybe we could print it on our own. But yeah, that's a separate question, making that information available electronically to the public.
Yeah, I think it's the importance is with the first responders, and if we have printouts, and then, like Elaine said, I mean, it'd be great to have online, but not everywhere we have
They won't be able to
service.
access it. Yeah.
So if there's like a PDF or a style of a version that they
Yeah.
can search.
and it may not be, the specific information they're looking for may or may not be easily accessible online because of probably, right, the filtering, they're probably calling up a report to generate the books. I don't know if that's what you're doing, you just extract reports.
I've never done it before, it was Lee,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't know how to print them, but I do know that CIA, when I talked to them last year, said that the town automatically could have 2 for free,
Yeah.
and if we wanted to order more, it costs a little bit more.
So give me a copy of what you have, what people are
Yeah, I'll
using
get
today.
you and Bob and Gemma
I
together
can
with
inquire
that.
more deeply into the possibilities.
Yeah.
Who was the person that came in to help, that was helping Stephen the one time? The gentleman with the glasses?
Well, there's Dave Burgess and Dave
Dave.
Manzello,
Oh,
but I think it was David Burgess, Scottish accent?
yes.
Yeah, Dave Burgess.
Irish.
So,
Irish, sorry.
yeah, and I'm segueing here. I've been wanting to find out why we have some land in Conway that's owned by other municipalities that we're not getting paid either in a pilot, no taxes.
We heard that request.
Right.
And David Burgess, the one who has an accent, hard to understand. And Lee as a volunteer, because she's intimately familiar with the historical records in our hall. I've been working on that over the last several weeks.
Cool.
And
Great.
I think they've reached conclusions, because the state law is very kind of complicated, it has to do with the historic records.
Yeah.
Going back, years before the property was acquired by the municipality, so we have to go way back.
Right.
They're essentially done as far as I know, but David Burgess is out of town until October 1.
Mhm.
So, which is when the assessors are meeting after tomorrow, after Wednesday. So he's going to come October 1 to our meeting and deliver that report.
Right.
So on October 1st, we'll have the answers for you.
Okay. Because I did read a lot about it, and you're right, there was a specific date. There was a cutoff of the rules prior to that date and the rules after that date.
Yes.
And I believe we hit just after. And I know that if there wasn't an original assessment, that I believe it's back to the assessors, maybe it's a third party that comes up with the figure. And then they pay the taxes on that figure.
Right.
Well, a lot of the watershed was Route take recourse
Yes,
thing.
yes, that was eminent domain as well.
Right.
Yeah,
So, you know, the crunchy information you're looking for, David is really the guy.
great, okay.
And we'll know what he's come up with on October 1st.
Got it.
Cool. Can't wait.
Yeah,
That's a teaser, isn't it?
yeah, stay tuned.
October 1st.
But you also wanted to know about CAI Technologies' ability to put the names of residents on the GIS maps, right? Because right now you go to the maps and you can see my parcel on Pine Hill Road, and it's not clear who owns it.
Yeah.
You have to come here to the assessor's office and ask. And my understanding was the Board of Assessors thought, for whatever reason, besides the fact that it's public record, that it ought to be accessible remotely, online, which I agree with. I think there's been this historically kind of a reluctance to put public information out there and that make people come to you. That philosophy's changed. So we looked into what would be involved, and the company CAI Technologies that sort of runs those online maps for us said there would cost, there's a tool involved, and it would cost $1,800 to interface with our current camera system, the one we're leaving, and it'll be done with at the end of this year. And then there would be another $1,800 for a tool that interfaces with the new
Well,
software.
let's just
We
wait.
should definitely wait,
Yeah,
but
Is that annual or a one-time purchase?
I believe it's a one-time deal.
I thought it was annual.
I think it's, well, I will double check that.
That was just, we all saw the same email.
Yeah, does everybody really want people to search their lot and see their name on it?
Well,
I mean, you
some
can
of
most
us
of the-
pay
yeah.
for Onyx hunts. Like, I mean, this is, it's information that is available, like plenty of people
It
like
is,
have
but
apps
you
on their phones
You gotta
that.
pay a little more usually. but-
Yeah, you gotta pay $20 for an app every year.
Well, I mean, you can go on to GIS maps in Massachusetts, and in most
Yeah.
cases, you can see, I mean, there are very few, like George said, there might be like a lot without a building on it that might not say anything on it, but the vast majority say who the owner is.
Yeah,
But some of them are outdated.
yeah, but I think, you know, I've had that same experience as a private person. You kind of like to know who owns such and such. And
Yeah.
you'd like to be able to go to the town website and find that out. And so I agree with it. It's just, I don't think we should do it right now. We should wait till January.
Oh, for sure.
And
Yeah,
then-
especially. And also, I mean, that just seems like, that's $1,800, like, I don't know, I want to be thoughtful about if that's really an important expenditure
Right.
in next fiscal year, you know, given, it's small, but it's still.
It is, and is that something that you would need us to put on the warrant, is it because it's not in the budget for the 1,800?
I guess I'd want to sit down with you and look at the budget. Because I'm not the chair, but I don't know if either of us sat down and kind of got a current picture of where the money is, the operating budget so far. I really don't. So it's conceivable
Yeah.
that there is some money available that we haven't spent that could be
Okay.
applied. So.
Yeah. That's also not like really a pressing matter,
Yeah.
so I don't know if we have to rush anything.
Yeah.
It's-
It's like a, on the wish list.
Yeah,
Yeah, so there's that.
a like, not a want, a like.
Yeah.
Oh, you also asked about the conversion, or what to call it.
Yes.
The short version of that is, it should be, the new system should be available online January 1st or whatever.
Okay.
And we've paid to keep the old system so that we can use it to generate bills this fall. And then, you know, when we need it in the coming year, we'll have the new system. I don't know what else to tell you, it doesn't get too technical. It's been delayed longer than I ever imagined when I walked in the door. Partly for bureaucratic reasons, there's been a lot of turmoil and turbulence in those months. But also, yeah. But RRG is on it. We told them we want the system, we want it to work, and David Manzello, the president of the company, is personally bird dogging it. There were real issues with data tables that you need within the Canvas system to generate property values. Lots and lots of data, values of various kinds of things, like how much is a whole house generator worth, right? So these tables occupy the system, and when you pull valuation on a person's house, it pulls from all these tables to figure that out. And that data was not up to snuff. I think the phrase I heard once was garbage in, garbage out. So that's being taken care of. Patriot's on top of that now. And that's what's going to be happening between now and January. We're going to be finishing all those tables and getting all that data in there to work. So that's that answer, right? Yes.
All right.
George?
Yeah, thank you for your work on this committee and all the other
Yeah.
committees you're on.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get you one of those hats where you spin it and it says which.
Yeah. Or just a series of hats out of them. Series of hats. This is my pickleball hat. I'll have to get some.
That's right.
Thanks
Well,
again, George, appreciate it.
For sure.
Everyone will shortly be able to buy Conway branded pickleball attire on the Festival of the Hills website.
Oh, I don't have it, so what I'm gonna do is get you and Bob and Gemma together, or figure out where it is,
Yeah.
and to get it to you.
Okay, so I assume
Yeah,
Conway
thanks.
Garden Club?
No,
No?
actually, but I'm hanging around to find out what that is about. Who is it?
Okay, so,
I thought we need some new young gardeners.
no, I'm just
here.
gonna plow through, discussion vote to hire Russ Dupuis as special labor counsel. This was very.
Sorry, Erica.
I thought we were on at 6:45, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
We did that.
That's already done.
Yeah, that's done, that
yeah,
was
we
done
did
ages
South
ago.
River Meadow.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So the reason behind this is because of the health care,
Oh.
the health insurance.
Because our town attorney is not a labor attorney. And
Correct.
she
But
recommends-
Russ is the school attorney.
Correct.
Yeah,
But Russ can't give us any advice unless we are a client.
and
The town.
so we have to officially put him on retainer,
Okay.
essentially.
$1.
Well, I've worked a lot with Russ, so he
Yeah.
seems to be very knowledgeable and connected across the state.
So there is in your select board packet there, the thing to sign, if you vote to.
I'll make a motion to hire Russ DePere as a special labor counsel.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, moving on. Discussion and vote to sign letter of support for use of fair share revenues for education. This was requested by the Sunderland School Committee. So this was just essentially a letter that was circulated. We're just asked to sign in support of using.
It's actually not in there, it's on your online packet because it was a click here signature thing, so, yeah.
I will make a motion for Erica to sign a support for use of fair share revenues for education for the Sunderland School Committee.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, discussion and vote on creating a new Conway Garden Club,
All right.
which we had at Conway Garden Club.
We used to have Conway Garden
Because I
Club.
used to go to the plant sale.
Here's the most ridiculous story for you on why I want to start one again.
Oh, it's you.
Yes.
We've been waiting,
So
great
many
bill.
plants.
You know, we have a pollinator group.
It's dark now, but when you're outside and you're looking at this town hall, what do you see? You see grass and brick and nothing else, right? I went to Row a few weekends ago, and I was blown away by how every little area that the town owned had beautiful plants, flowers, potted, dug in. It was great to see, and we have such a beautiful town here. And we do have, not a lot, but we have some town property, and I know like by my house on our town property is a tree that's been dead for 3 years that needs to be torn down. I know that's a bit separate, but not a lot of, I don't know how you would say, not a lot of pizzazz. So, like
Somebody
this.
keeps up the garden across the street.
No, that looks great, and
Great.
the one right here by the
The triangle
library looks
looks great.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
then
is
there's
that-
other
is that the
areas.
pollinators, is that?
It is, I mean,
Yeah.
maybe you don't remember, I don't mean to interrupt. but-
Yeah.
Yes, but there's been widespread agreement that the town areas need improvement.
Uh-huh.
And we started, you must have been on the board, Vernique was around. And I think Kate McDonough is here.
Uh-huh.
Kate? We wanted, the pollinator, with the backing of the open space committee, yeah. Wanted to be right in front of the current town offices.
Mm-hmm.
Ron Sweet has opposed them, every activity has been pulling teeth. It's his turf, he's responsible for the upkeep of town properties, am I right? And
That's not how the town offices actually fell out. The design, it was gonna move forward, and then Cynthia didn't have the design final, or had to
No,
change the
he was
design.
waiting, his excuse was, yeah, I mean, I don't know how much we want to go over
Well,
details.
yeah, I mean,
But, when we started, and eventually ended up with the 2 areas that they would take on, I mean, we walked Main Street and we could see other things needed support and needed happening, and they did great jobs with the design, a lot of consultation and work and the native plants, and it's wonderful. But at that point, they got the installation done, and then there's the upkeep and the
Upkeep, yeah.
management.
Yeah,
And
right.
that's why the open space committee is now paying for the part-time gardener to
Right.
just really water those 2 small gardens.
Yeah.
I love the idea, and I hope we can make it work, and I think with your enthusiasm, we can. What other, in the past garden club for years, I mean, Conway used to have a really big garden club, and we've been in touch with them, and showed them all our pollinator work.
Yeah, I've talked to them recently.
And,
There's a plant sale that I went to like
and
twice
with
a
the
year.
plants, yes, I mean, and they had people from out of town, and it was big, and then they would put in, and took care of some of the gardens, and one of them up there by the water fountain thing was the Girl Scouts.
Right.
And we learned and listened, and what happens over time, they do it for a few years, and then the Girl Scouts are gone, and then
That's
you know,
why I
and then
always hear opposition
ends
because
up,
of that.
Ron ends up taking
Yeah.
care of it,
Yeah.
or not taking care of it, or mowing it all down. And it's the practicality of,
Right.
if you can put something in, you get the enthusiasm, and then how
But
are
then
you
you
gonna
just, you
take,
really have to maintain it.
how you're gonna take.
Perennials have to be divided every couple years.
Exactly,
and,
and
there's just
exactly,
like
and
a lot
so,
of-
Well,
a lot of work.
there's
But,
also a lot of plants, like, we could have a win-win here, where wouldn't need to pay somebody to mow grass. Grass is invasive, we all know, right? We could have ground cover, we could have some type of native species where it doesn't take a lot. Like, I have plenty in my yard, I don't touch it. I let it grow, and then in the winter, I cut it all down and let it grow again, cut it all down. I do one cutting, and it looks awesome, right? I mean, we could do something like that in these areas where it's a win for Ron and it's a win for,
and Kate, I'm sure, and our other colleagues be happy to, agree, we agree, but, it just comes down to specific, and it needs to be cut off, or you're away, and who's watering it,
Right.
And we had to work
Stuff
on
needs to be
who's-
deadheaded and-
but
Right.
like I said, I don't wanna,
That's
be
that's why
over
Chris wants
enthusiasm,
a garden club.
well, it sounds like we already have one right
Well,
at
I mean, the
the pollinator.
pollinators, yeah, I mean, and I mean.
Well,
it's like-
I think we should talk to them.
Yeah.
They would love to talk, and you want to, expand in a certain area, or how you want to do it, give us some more money, and we can
I'd like to start with this
hire-
building. I'd like
hire
to start with
some
the grounds
more.
here.
some
You
more
know.
with, yeah,
Like even on the side over here, we have issues where the water's falling off and you can see like, there's definitely water damage on the bottom, but if we had some type of
well, you've
plants
got
to
a whole bunch
absorb
of
that.
invasive plants out there.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
appalling. Well, Cynthia Lawton Singer,
Yeah,
for 2 or 3 years, showed you the erosion trickling down the side of the town office building.
Yeah,
And nobody would do it, or that's Ron's job, and then he was having the slope, the handicap slope put in, and, you know, it stays and continues, and when we get rain again, you will see more erosion on the building. She wanted to put in a little rain garden, a
Right.
catchment.
yeah.
You know,
That I
could-
remember, yes.
Yeah, could have done it, but,
Yeah,
you know,
Well, I mean, I think, I remember that the concern was that like, yeah, we could put in a rain garden, or like we could do this like, this beautiful planting that's like, you know, pollinators and local, you know, species, but I mean, for me, the question is like ongoing maintenance. And
It does need to be maintained.
Right,
You
and
can't just
and
leave
we
it alone.
can't just, I mean, it's really hard to do that and only rely on volunteer support. And I think it's like, we can't ask our highway department
Oh,
to
no,
be
definitely
perennial
not.
gardeners and to know
No,
when to
definitely
bend it and
not.
know
But
how to like.
maybe we can
yeah.
come up with a figure, right? If we already have a third party doing some of it, what would be the figure to expand that in some of these other areas?
yeah, yes, that would be great. And then sort of, otherwise, what's the supervision?
Yeah,
Yeah,
And who's like the master gardener? I mean, Kendall Clark is a master gardener. I mean, all these ladies are fabulous and do it professionally.
right, I mean,
So-
yeah, I mean, no shortage of people who could design like amazing landscapes for us
Right,
here in town. I think
and
the
then
question
manage,
is-
you know, sign the, make sure, somebody's gonna sign the timesheet for whoever we're paying.
right.
But it's, I think for me, it's like really, it's like the ongoing maintenance of,
Right.
and then kind of delineating like what, because, you know, like Ron's not wrong. I mean, that's his job, like building and property
Yeah.
maintenance, you know, so
We could
maybe.
investigate more tax write-off programs.
Right, yeah, I know, I'm totally on board, I'm just saying, let's.
Well, I
you know.
think it's fabulous. We've got, you know, some
I want
enthusiasm
to
here.
beautify Conway.
All right, good,
We're
good.
for it.
Good, I'm right here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was kind of the whole streetlight thing as well. Like, our streetlights look awful. At night, we have beautiful skies, but they're being, you know,
Yeah,
it would just help immensely at night. That the town will look so much better with the new streetlights, but I feel during the day, we could have a little more color and,
Can we ask you if the plan to sell the town office and move everything over here, is that, I think that town office still would look really good with a small tree in front.
it still is definitely gonna
Flux.
happen. It's gonna
Selling the
happen.
town.
We don't-
Well, either sell, we'll be out of there, that's what I'll say. We're gonna be, eventually, we're gonna be here solely. So it's either the town figuring out what to do with it or sell it, right?
Yeah, the only question is storage, honestly. And the number of committees that we have that have storage needs.
Yes.
So,
So I wanna
But it'll be a-
prioritize the town office
But,
and personalize here.
But Conway would look there, you know, other towns have these tree committees,
Mhm.
and they have put up, and you can see it in Greenfield, and I saw it in Springfield, I mean, a lot, and they're putting a lot of, well, Ron does not like trees.
Mhm.
And, you know, even when we were trying to put this, you know, small, beautiful tree there, it's like you're gonna have to demonstrate how far the roots go, and, but several private homes
Mhm.
could take small trees too that would help. I mean, we
Right.
agree entirely.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
All right, so
Even
where do
fine.
we stand on our proposal? Are we moving forward with it, or are we?
I think we're just investigating.
Yeah.
We're planting the seeds.
I don't know if I wanna vote on creating a new one if we already have the pollinators.
well,
Yeah,
Colony
yeah.
Conway is not technically a municipal committee.
It's part of
Um,
Concom, isn't it?
yeah. and-
No, they're not municipal.
And the previous garden club was a club. you
Yeah,
know, and
it
you
was,
don't
yeah.
you don't need another town committee that
No.
has to have a quorum to meet.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Right, yeah, I mean, we can't
Definitely
even
not.
create one without a
Yeah,
quorum.
resolution to beautify Conway.
Right,
So, but
right.
just so you're aware, and I mean, they do amazing stuff, but from what I understand, Pollinate Conway, open space is supporting
We
the work
support.
that Pollinate Conway is doing,
Got it.
Right.
Okay,
so.
okay, got it.
Okay.
All
It's
right.
a beautiful idea.
Yeah, I mean, I'll keep
working
on,
on
I'll
it.
keep
Question is, how do we
pressing,
make it
yeah.
happen, right?
Yeah, I'll keep pressing, yeah, for sure.
All right.
All right, well, thank you both, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, all right, discussion and votes. Oh, and DC? Oh, okay, yeah, discussion and vote to sign the MVP FY26 contract. So we have, this is not involved anymore, correct?
Correct.
All right, so Veronique, you want to talk about the next round of the MVP grant?
Yes, well, I'm very pleased to state that the state has given Conway another MVP grant for $330,300, which we had all discussed last year, all about lowering the floodplain on the Manuel property. Which,
Don't worry about it.
sorry, which actually, that came about from a lot of feedback from the community, which I thought was really great, that we kind of switched horses in midstream, if I remember correctly.
It's not an easy task.
So, yeah, so that was really good. Anyway, so that did come through, and this contract in front of you tonight is just a sign with the state that Conway accepts the grant. And then I'll be, ooh, sorry. Oh no, my battery died, so they just,
Yeah.
I know.
Well, we're
See
on
if I can-
FCAT.
Yeah.
We are, but Deb and we were still on.
Oh, was she on for MVP?
Yeah, let me see if I can get myself back. Probably not. Anyway, so the one before you tonight is just to sign that contract with the state, and then forthcoming will be contracts from GZA and the FERCog who will be doing the work on the grant.
All right, so I move to sign the MVP FY26 contract. Is this just only me? Did
I will second.
Yes, it's only you because there was the castle form.
Right, yeah.
Me, it was the one with all the crazy stuff on it.
Yeah.
I will second that, Erica.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. And finally, discussion and possible vote on a date for special town meeting, November 8th is what's suggested. And I feel like we should just lock this in at this point because we've been dancing around this date for a while. Obviously, November is like Thanksgiving.
Why do we want it to be Saturday?
Do we have a bylaw about about special town meeting? As far as it being like a I mean,
Not
No,
for
just
special town
annual
meeting,
town
I can
meeting,
double
right?
check, but no, I don't believe there is one.
I mean, I know what we do it for town meeting, because it's a long
Right.
affair, but I wouldn't imagine this is gonna be.
was our last special town meeting like?
It was not on a weekend, I don't think.
That was in December of.
I thought it was.
No, it was a Saturday.
Was
Yeah,
it?
it's Saturday, and all my signs say Saturday, so for
I
special
remember-
and for,
Oh, maybe that was a few years
It was
ago.
December of 23.
okay, about Conway.
I don't currently have anything on my schedule.
Yeah, I had it as the 11th as potential. We were looking at the 11th, which is a Tuesday. But
That's
In November?
Veterans Day.
is that Veterans Day?
Yeah.
Nope, not doing that then.
All it says here is at least 3 days before the date of any special town meeting, the select board shall cause to be mailed or otherwise delivered to each head of family a notice of the business to be transacted. So that's the only thing it says about special town meeting in our bylaws.
It doesn't have to be a Saturday.
It doesn't have
It
to
could
be
be an
any-
emergent,
Yeah.
an emergency situation, and it could be any day.
The annual does, because that's been put in the
That's in the
bylaws.
bylaws, yeah.
But-
so.
So whatever,
How many issues do we have? We have the
We have the
ambulance.
ambulance, so that's.
10 to 12, I would say.
Oh, that many.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, maybe it should be Saturday.
Yeah, probably. How about I make a motion to vote that we have special town meeting on November 8th?
All righty, I'll second.
Saturday, November 8th, 10 a.m.
Yeah, like 10 to 12.
Yep.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, items not anticipated, 48 hours, signing of the Festival of the Hills contract. That's just for me to sign?
That's in
Is that-
there, yeah.
Okay, I think I did that already.
Yep.
TA update, I saw that from Veronique. I don't know if you want to go over highlights, but it was pretty comprehensive, basic. And
Well, the Forest and Trails gave a great update, so, and I wanted to mention also that Pawnee County, they have the sign up in Veterans Park now for all the work, I should have said that when Janet was here, but for all the work they did before
Yeah.
in Veterans Park, they now have a sign up.
Nice.
So it's a really nice sign. The main thing I wanted to talk with you all about actually is just the Source Pass has given us, yes,
yes.
their update. So, basically, it's for installing the 2 new firewalls, one at the highway and one at the public safety, plus all the new equipment that we have to have, all of our new machines, in order to be able to do the migration. And we're kind of at a standstill. We like can't really do anything until this gets done. So, but this was completely unexpected in the budget. So, and it's going to be a total of just shy of $41,000.
Oh, geez.
Now, they did a financing option, 36 months, no advance payments, and it's just shy of $1,000 a month for 36 months. This will come up at your next meeting with the Finance Committee for a vote. I just wanted to make you aware of it tonight, because we still have to talk about the risk acceptance
Yes, and I was
signing.
Yeah, so there's another technical wrinkle that we're still trying to iron out between our current tech support person and the vendor that we're transitioning to. So I was going to tell you, I saw that email from Marina, and I can be, or I can't remember her name, Mary.
Okay,
I was about to say.
Yeah. I can be, I will be traveling for the next week, but I can be available for a Zoom meeting if
Okay,
necessary.
and I've emailed Roy too.
Yeah.
So basically, it's they want us to sign a risk acceptance.
In order to proceed with the work, and for
Yeah.
whatever reason, our current tech vendor feels like that's not acceptable and doesn't want us to sign off on it, and this new vendor.
That's normal procedure, isn't
It's because of our Unix system. from what
Yeah,
I
we just don't
understand.
fully understand. I mean, what I want to understand is, obviously, Roy feels like there's some risk that he doesn't want us to accept, and yet we can't move forward unless we basically say, like, you guys now have access to everything in our system. So that's what we just
it?
have
That's
to.
their job, is to have access to
They
everything.
do have access to everything, but they don't want to go in and do anything until we've signed off
And say, like, this, it's yours now, and
that, yeah.
And there's technical bits that, like,
Yeah.
I understand a little bit of, but not 100%. So that's why, so I mean, credit to SourcePass. They did send us this email last week and said, like, we literally absolutely need to sit down with, like, we just, this is not going to go forward unless we get this
Yeah.
one single issue resolved with your current IT vendor. So we're hopefully going to do that this week. Complicated by the fact that I'm traveling, but I will be.
And I
We
haven't
need
heard
to
that.
get that done, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You know, we need to get it done, yeah.
We need that, and then we also need the money for this. So, and I don't know what the source of money is going to be. Obviously, it's something that should be on the special town meeting warrant. But in the meantime, if we wanted to, like, jump on it right away, it would be good to either get a reserve fund transfer right now to cover it in our budget for a couple of months until town
I think we
meeting.
can just keep putting this off.
You know.
We
No,
gotta go.
Yeah, we
we
need to
can't,
be
which is
able to
why
get it
they
done.
sent us this email. It's basically like, this
Yeah.
is do or die time, like, we have to have this
Yeah.
meeting.
So that'll be before you and the FinCom next week about Source Pass and whether we do a reserve fund transfer for a couple of months worth of this and then put the balance on special town meeting warrant in free cash.
They really did a piss poor job on their
The
assessment.
bidding, I know, I still don't, I can't, there was so many, like, suddenly when they got in there, they're like, oh, we didn't know this, we didn't know that, but I was
Yeah,
like,
a
I
lot
don't
of
understand how.
surprise
we
hidden
didn't-
costs.
Yeah.
A lot.
I know. But not our
Curious the
meeting next
factors
week,
that went into that, though.
our meeting October 6th, right?
Yes, it will be on the
Okay,
agenda
yeah,
October 6th for
yeah, so-
both,
yeah.
to discuss the reserve fund transfer, if that's the way you all want to move forward, and then put the balance on the warrant, and then.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's not really any other way to go.
We also, I didn't put it on my update, but we also will probably be getting either one or two community preservation warrant articles. So, so now that you've got a date set, then we should also figure out when the closing date would be, so I can let them know when it has to be to you by. But special town meetings are a lot,
Yeah, so we can
They're,
start.
they're a little less rigid than, so.
So, but we haven't, I mean, we have an idea right now, so we can even start working on like the warrant, like, we
Absolutely.
can start working on the warrant, like, right now, so. All right, so, select board member comments, concerns,
No,
mail, announcements. Okay, our next meeting
I
is,
only, do you have an update on the pickleball courts? I thought we had to get them done for the money to be spent this year.
It's CPC money,
It's
so
CPC,
they,
yeah.
yeah, they don't put a, actually, they've been talking, George's been talking about putting a 3-year deadline on it.
Yeah,
but
that's-
it doesn't have to be
that's
It
spent.
doesn't,
No.
By the school, have there been?
There's been no progress.
No?
we have a lot of other stuff going on.
No, yeah, there's,
Yeah.
we have an awful lot of overtime going on our other projects right now, so, I thought that was in my update a couple of meetings ago about pickleball, but I can't remember. I'll have to look. But yes, George and Mike and I did actually go over a bunch of the different CPC articles that were outstanding. Which then the CPCs, as I say, going to kind of claw back the money, basically say, we're voting that, because this project didn't go forward. For instance, there was supposed to be the south, on 116, there's supposed to be a pollinator garden. Well, that's been outstanding for like 5 or 6 years now. Nobody's done any movement.
Yes.
That money's going to go back to CPC.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Alright.
And then this next meeting, we're discussing healthcare coverage, correct? October 6th.
yes.
With the finance committee, and then there is a meeting, the FERCog has postponed their October meeting to the 23rd because they're having a meeting with Hampshire County Group Insurance Trust on the 16th. And is hoping to have updates for us on the 23rd. So I think Veronique and I will both be at that meeting on
Okay.
October 23rd. So next select board meeting here, October 6th, 2025. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.